come in. Meet the all-new 2017 GSX-R1000, the most powerful and the most technologically advanced GSX-R ever. (202 PS, 202 kgs), packs all the electronic aids that you can think of. You have a 6-axis IMU, a 10-level traction control, you have riding modes, and then you have things like variable valve timing straight from Suzuki's MotoGP bike, the GSX-R. You have finger follower valve tray technology which has been widely used in Formula 1. You have top speed injectors and an all-new exhaust system so that you get the best of both worlds. Stronger top end than ever before while still not losing out on the explosive grunt lower down. And it doesn't stop there. Cue larger discs and an overhauled braking system, a new lighter and more compact chassis for better front-end feel, and a longer swing arm for more stability and feedback when the leans increase. So that's about 600 new parts which have been utilized by Suzuki with the sole aim of ensuring the GSX-R is now the top dog of superbikes. And I unfortunately have had only a handful of laps here on the racetrack to put that claim to test. So needless to say, I need a lot more time. What I can tell you is, this is bloody quick. It pulls like a bull all through the rev range. It stops just as hard. I absolutely love the front end. It just encourages you to carry ludicrous amount of corner speed. And that would still be me just about skimming the surface of the bike's full potential to even call this a first impression here on the racetrack. Which is why I won't. Because a bike like this, all this technology deserves a comprehensive track review. And while we're at it, we might as well then review the GSX-R1000R, which is the race spec variant. So instead, I'm going to focus on if this bike can take forward the legacy of the old GSX-Rs, stuff which made them global icons, stuff which made them brilliant road bikes. Superbikes that were fun on the road, race bikes that were roomy and comfortable, leader class missiles that were easy to ride and allowed us to make mistakes and still live another day to tell the tale. And the 2017 GSX-R1000 does this better than ever. I mean, think about it. Fun is a done deal when you have an elephant-sized torque band on a superbike. You're talking 80 Newton meters from as low as 4500 RPM, and that too delivered in a smooth, linear fashion. Guaranteed to put the goofiest smile on your face, even on roads like this, which are normally too short for superbikes to stretch their legs and flex their top end muscle. All you gotta do is take the traction control to 1 or switch it off altogether and you are in wheelie heaven. Fun which you can have safely because the GSX-R has never been more forgiving. Not just the way it handles, but also the way it delivers the power. You get 3 riding modes, all delivering 200 horses. But in a way that can be accessed and put to use by everyone, people of all skill levels. You have IMU-based traction control, ABS with rear lift mitigation, technology from the racetrack will keep you safe on the road. And the best thing I like about the system is how transparently it works. It's only when you reduce the traction control levels that you really notice the change in the level of intervention. And the experience is just as rich when you slow things down to take in the view. The comfortable rider's triangle has gone pretty much unchanged, and even though the fairing is narrower, it has a more aerodynamic design. It is also easier to tuck behind the windscreen because the fuel tank now is 20mm lower than before. The fuel tank is also narrower as well, which means there's a lot more room to move around. The fueling issues from the GSX-R1000, they are long gone. Because the fueling on the GSX-R is immaculate, both on constant throttle and also during on and off throttle transitions. The suspension keeps the ride nice and plush on the highways and does a decent job on the broken roads as well. Also really impressed with the heat management on the new GSX-R. The new curved radiator now carries dual fans to keep the temperature in the low 80s on the move. The engine also doesn't heat up as quickly in slow-moving traffic and also cools off the minute you catch some speed. And lastly, the slip and assist clutch is nice and light to operate. Also very appreciate the small things like the fuel gauge. Yeah, the GSX-R finally gets one, and the one-touch starter. Pretty cool, eh? Honestly, leaving me with very little to complain about, like the ground clearance, which will definitely have your heart in the mouth every time you see a tall speed breaker or a nasty ass pothole. The seat height is not the most user-friendly if you're shorter than 5'7". What else? The windscreen has been designed for the racetrack with the rider completely tucked in. You will definitely need a taller windscreen to fend off the wind when you're riding on the road. Then the fuel tank capacity has gone down to 16 liters, which should ideally give you a range of about 200 kilometers, which is not the best for long distance riding. Also, the pegs get crazy buzzy around 6000 RPM in the lower gears, but then again, they smoothen out in the higher gears, something which you can definitely afford to do on the new Gixxer, given how tractable the engine is. I mean, you can easily ride around in the city in just a third gear without any knocking, and with more than enough grunt for quick overtakes. And yes, the exhaust is but ugly. It is enormous on an otherwise very compact machine. But to be fair, after riding this, I honestly did not care much about the way it looks after listening to that beautiful howl. This is arguably the sweetest sounding inline 4 machine right now, especially after the stringent Euro 4 sound ban. Overall, I feel that the benefits, the gains definitely outweigh the disadvantages, and the 2017 Gixxer is every bit the successor that we expected it to be. Packs all the power and technology to take on the leading superbikes while still retaining all the aspects, I would say bettering the aspects that made the old Gixxers fantastic road-going machines.